everyone, and welcome to the 14th episode of our podcast. If you aren't following this by now, Students Against COVID is a global grassroots movement dedicated to uniting the voices of students and allies with a purpose to educate and inform people about critical issues during COVID-19 pandemic with the goal of making a difference on the world.
We are thrilled to announce that today's interview is the first one of a series of interviews following the collaboration of the Lincoln team and interview team. We will discuss topics that trouble students such as CV writing, creating a professional profile, managing time, and preventing burnout. My name is Lylene Belle, and this is Nida, Rizvi, and we will be the host of today's interview.
Our today's speaker is Mr. Harsh Suthar, an MBBS student at PIMS, Pacific Institute of Medical Sciences in Udaipur, India.
He is currently in his third year of study, and he is here with us to talk about time management during university studies.
Thank you so much, Mr. Harsh, for joining us on the podcast. Do you have any question or comments?
Uh, I would like to first of all thank you, Students Against COVID, for beginning such a wonderful initiative, uh, giving chances to various students and bringing some important topics in front of other students, which are needed to be highlighted in these times of post-COVID times. So thank you very much, and it's my pleasure to be interviewed today.
Thank you so much, Mr. Harsh, for your kind words. Let's start our interview. Okay. So tell me from your experience as a medical student, how difficult is it to balance university's studies hands on hands with other activities or work?
Uh, it's a saying that MBBS students faces lot of difficulties throughout their studies from first year to their internship, and in fact they are very difficult because whole of the MBBS curriculum is such made that all of our knowledge needs to be from the standard books. So reading standard books, we tend to get bored sometimes at maximum time. And from the beginning itself, I was guided by my seniors that to read the standard books, and it was very difficult in the beginning. Uh, when in the first year, when I entered the medical school, uh, then I started the reading various standard books, but I wasn't able to focus on other activities. Then I came to know that we have to properly manage what we study and from where we study, because it's not possible for anyone in this world that to read the standard books of all the subjects. So the person needs to be selective about what books he is selecting, what source of education he is selecting for particular subject, particular topics. And yes, it's very difficult to maintain like balance between our university studies and doing also the extracurricular activities, um, pursuing our hobbies, doing recreational activities. The only thing I would like to say in this thing that university studies, yeah, of course, they are very important, but our aim should be to gain the knowledge, not to run behind the marks, because university examinations are basically they are concerned for the marks, and this tends to make students very ambitious about competition and running behind the marks and all, and it's absolutely possible to balance between these two things. Just you need is like have your habits in such a way that each of the habit is followed and preceded by a regular activities or habits. Like if I personally go to sleep at 10 p.m. and wake up at 4 a.m. and this doesn't end over here. I select in such a way that I have to study for this much hours in the morning. I have a session dedicated to it. I have a cycling session dedicated before studying. So like this in a whole day we need to assign a particular slot to our own activities, like recreational activities or hobbies, and the majority of this chunk of the whole 24 hours should be dedicated to our studies, because ultimately studies are what matters.
Thank you, Mr. Sitar, for that. For question number two, how do you break down or prioritize tasks?
So, as I said previously, that there are different, like there are 19 subjects in our MBBS curriculum in all, and we have like 4 years, and starting from the first year basic subject, second year, third year, fourth year. In each particular year, like we need to see that which are all the important topics in a particular subjects by seeing the previous year's university papers. By now I recently saw the latest updates of the books. They have included the competency number. They suggest that these are the clinically related topics in that book, so we need to focus on them. When we start focusing on them, we come to know that we need to focus on these particular topics, we need to focus on these particular subjects and give a lot of time on this, and then we can easily prioritize like what amount of hours we need to give in that particular subject. There are other stuff also in a day, but as I told that we need to allot every slot, like 3 hour slot is dedicated to studies, then first complete that and then do other stuff which you have made in your list. And for this the best platform is available is like to do list from Microsoft to do list. It's the best platform, and we can prioritize our task. And yeah, that's all for this.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Harsh, for such informative words. Can you tell me what are some effective time management skills you could share with everyone?
Yeah, so all like there is a saying that there is an aggregation of the marginal gains. That means that we have to search for every single tiny margin for improvement in everything we do. So like calculating from 24 hours, we each one have got 24 hours in a day, so we need to have a sufficient amount of sleep for 6 to 8 hours. In examination, of course, we don't tend to sleep even for 4 hours, but that's I'm completely against this concept that in examination you are avoiding the sleep for 6 to 8 hours. Then subtracting this from the 24 hours, what you are left with is 18 to 16 hours. Then you can this is like retrospectively you can go like that way. If you are going to the college and means universities, then subtract that amount of period. Like our university timings are like 6 hours, so subtract that from it. The remaining is like 10 hours. You got 10 to 12 hours. Subtract the timings for lunch, your dinner, your breakfast. It hardly sums up to like 1.5 hours. Or if you are too quick in eating and not focusing on other things while eating and stuff, then you have got 9 to 10 hours in your day. Subtracting hours further for your activities, you got 1 to 2 hours for your own self. You can do yoga, you can do meditation, you can do some physical exercises, you can enjoy your sports, you can see Netflix, and still you are left with 8 hours of study. So what I need to say is like, according to you, means each this podcast would be listened by different students from different universities. They have different timings. Okay, so they can subtract their hours like this in a retrospective manner. This was one aspect of uh, how you can manage your time. Another aspect is like you need to develop a single habit which is constant in your everyday life until the means it will be constant forever. Like it's brushing your teeth, right? So you can assign a task before brushing your teeth, like waking up from the bed and folding up your mattresses, and this will become a habit. Then assigning a task after brushing your teeth, like drinking a glass of water. So similarly you can apply this in your studies also. before studying you can use like forest step to forest apps are there, different Pomodoro technique apps are there to assign your slots for number of hours you give in your studies. So, and then afterwards assigning, you can keep your phone aside. So this is one task over. Now you are completely focused on your studies. After study, you can do another task like just stretch yourself, stretch your body, then stand up from your place, from your study place, take a walk, have a water, glass of water, like this. So these are the effective ways you can like manage your time.
Mr. Sutar, does stress influence time management? If yes, how? What are some good strategies to help reduce burnout and stress?
Yeah, I completely agree that stress does affect our time management and our studies. But the most important thing I would like to say over here that many a times what we tend to do or what we have planned, it doesn't end well, and this stuff tends to get wrong at some places. But we should always remember that the pain or whatever the fluctuations are there, it's just temporary, not the permanent ones. We should take a break for that moment. Even if we have dedicated like 8 hours of study and we think that we won't be able to complete, it's okay. You don't need to be that much in unflexible. You should keep your timing slots flexible because at any time, any moment, something will come up. Your friends might call up, your family might call up, some relatives might visit you. So we should keep our time slots flexible. So take a break if you feel stressed, then reflect on your ultimate goals. Just close your eyes, take deep breath in, hold it for a few seconds, take a deep breath out. Then during this is a kind of meditation, and during this you can think about your ultimate goals. Why are you studying a particular topic? Why are you studying in MBBS? Why are you pursuing a MBS degree? So just think about the ultimate goals. You are here for treating the patient, not just scoring the marks, because your patient's health is in your hands right now. That's why you are studying at that particular topic. Think about that. Then focus on the solutions. Like if I am having a stress on like I won't be able to study, I won't be able to crack a particular examination. If it's about relations, then we tend to think, what if the person does not like me, or what if the person hates me? Then the solution will be coming from only when we think about our ultimate goals. That will clear our mind, stops us from procrastination at that moment, and then we it's the best method that we note down all the solution, then prioritize what will be the most effective one in that particular moment. And finally, always say in front of mirror, or you can just say to yourself that yes, you can do it and you will do it. Be positive, and you are here for someone else's life. That matters the most.
You are absolutely right, Mr. Harsh. Now, can you tell me, does social media take a toll on good time management?
Yeah, that's a very good question, because social media is actually a double-edged sword. It will help you and it will just break you down like anything. So what I suggest, like if you're using a social media, any platform, let's start talking about Instagram instance. Uh, there are lots of now Instagram has added reels also, so we tend to just procrastinate like anything, just swipe up, and it like we are ended like wasting hours of our precious time. So what we need to do is like make up 2 or 3 accounts, prioritize that accounts according to what time period you will be using or for what you are using that. Suppose one account you make for your friends and relatives, to be in contact with your friends and relatives, because nowadays the concept of social media is getting somewhat hazy. The people are not clearly seeing why was the social media created in the first place. Okay, it was basically for like making awareness about something particular topic, if it's about like news and all, for knowing what our friends, our relatives are doing, what they are achieving, or what they are, where they are visiting in vacation. So my only suggestion in this type of thing, like handling the social media, is make three of 2 to 3 accounts, one for friends and relatives. You can see them on a particular dedicated time, like set a timer for 15 minutes, 10 minutes and max a day, or else you can use on Saturday, Sunday. You can follow like social media charting methods are there, like calendar methods. So you can post it on every Saturday, Sunday. You can post particular story on every third day or every second day. The next account you make is make for studies. Like studygram is the means it's very common thing now. Studygram. So it will help you just clear your goals. It will motivate you if you are feeling unmotivated. Just open that account only. The which is in which you are following all the study related accounts. Third one, just follow like some actors, actress. If you want to know about some new films, Netflix is there, NetGeo is there. So this is what I personally do. There can be various other things also, like following only those people, or only those pages that are really helpful for us. So, and if we want to, means during examination, some people tend to say that they say actually that social media takes a lot of time. But during examination, it's not a golden rule that you should study for 12 hours straight, for 18 hours straight without any enjoyment. No, it's not that, not like that, because whatever you study needs to settle down, needs to be you need to remember that afterwards also. So you need a break in between. So utilize that break times of some few minutes in social media. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. We're down to our two last questions. Has the pandemic affected students' ability to manage their time effectively?
Um, yes, it's like some students are got highly motivated due to this pandemic, and some students remain on the same slope, same platform as they were before, and some students deteriorated their in career, means like managing the time. So I will talk about first those who deteriorated, those who went below the line. So they actually thought that it's a vacation type, let's relax, and we will cover up it later. And apart from this, there were online studies. So of course, we just keep the lectures on, turn off our camera, mic off. So these were the things what students were doing, and they just got below the line. So yeah, this is how the group C were affected. Now talking about the group B, so they remain stagnant. Like they used to attend the lectures online, but they never paid attention what was being taught on that lectures. Just they were saying on that screen and just saying what all or things were going on. And most of all, they didn't revise their topics on the same day and followed the revision chartings, like a revision on the reading on the first day, revising on the third day, then on the fifth day, then at the end of the week, then at the 1 month. So these were the methods that they should have followed for revising a particular topic. So, and other things also affected that they only paid attention during the online lectures and didn't give a effort on the self study. So these are the group A students, and group A students, they grabbed this opportunity of the lockdown, because numbers of hours were saved by like from the university hours, and they kept all of these hours in the self study. They also were able to focus on their hobbies. They just those who they also focused on maintaining their health. uh, they started developing some new hobbies also, interesting new hobbies, reading books. I personally started a podcast, and another Instagram group like called the Green Book Club. So yeah, these are the group A students which grabbed the opportunity, and they are like rising still, because whatever we do, if we are succeeding in that particular thing, it increases our self-esteem. It motivates that thing motivates us, and we tend to achieve more higher goals than previously.
Okay. So, so tell me, what's your final advice for medical and possibly general universities student? Would you like to add anything else before the end of our podcast?
Yeah. So the advice I want to give to the medical students, those who have entered the first year recently, those who are in the second year, those who are in my batch, and to the respected seniors also, that the studies which we are doing right now are all focused to treat the patient. So we should always keep in mind that what matters is the patient's life, which is in our hands today, in front of our eyes, the stuff we are reading. So we need to select properly what stuff we are reading, because that will affect greatly on in your future. Secondly, always make your time slots of studying of any hobbies flexible, because at any moment someone will show up or something will show up. So rather than getting upset that your time slot wasn't covered for that day, you can be flexible and just you can just if put that number of hours into some next other day, and you reduce that hobbies on that day and continue then onwards. Third thing, always follow the statistic like read, revise, remember, and always discuss with your colleagues, because this affects greatly. Whatever things you are reading, discuss with your colleagues, with your seniors, teach them that topics to your juniors, and never be jealous of anyone getting higher marks than you, because their study methods are different. That person is completely different. Their thinking habits are different. That person's sources are different, and by comparing, you are means you are deteriorating yourself only. That's what I want to say. And overall, just yeah, all the best, and anything can be achieved. Just you need to have some discipline, have some dedication, and just determine what you want to do. And yeah, all things will be clear, and it's your own path that you have to walk.
Thank you so much for such an informative and interesting discussion. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
Such a difficult period. It's a good thing to neither overwork ourselves nor spend our time aimlessly and lose focus from our studies and goals. It may get hard sometimes, but it's worth the effort. Thank you once again for your valuable time. Take care.
Take care and stay safe.